Anti-India sentiment in Bangladesh is at its peak right now.
The tragedy of 1971. Around 30 lakh people were killed. More than 3 lakh women were raped. One army general of Pakistan, he said that we will change the breed of these race of these Bengalis.
Bangladesh is kind of cozying up to Pakistan. Quite unbelievable.
Muhammad Yunus was never liked in Bangladesh. So he was known as Sood Khor. That he is a Sood Khor and is extracting money, taking interest, and that is un-Islamic. Muhammad Yunus was the best person to plant as a chief advisor of caretaker. मुजीब के सगे नहीं थे,
Right.
जियाउर रहमान के सगे नहीं थे, तो शेख हसीना के सगे नहीं हैं, तो इंडिया के सगे कैसे हुए? Say the American deep state had collaborated with Pakistan's ISI and UK army and then the Jamaat Islam. They have been working for a long. These Americans, they were not happy with the Sheikh Hasina.
South Asia is quietly changing. New bonds are emerging, old ties are being tested, and India's influence in the region is facing several challenges. Now, there are several things like Bangladesh's internal churn, or whether it be China's growing influence, or Pakistan's strategic recalibration. There are questions about emerging bonds and shifting loyalties. And to answer all that, discuss all that in depth, we have with us Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj, Center for South Asian Studies, JNU. Sir, welcome to India TV.
Thank you very much.
Now, as I said about shifting loyalties, one friendship that comes to the center when we talk about this phrase is India-Bangladesh. We had great cultural historical ties. In the past few years, I would say that has completely changed. Anti-India sentiment in Bangladesh is at its peak right now. How do you see this situation? The ties between India and Bangladesh, is this pragmatic cooperation or managed tension? What would you say?
Thank you, Sivangi, first for the inviting for your show and India TV. Let me start from you use the word South Asia. In fact, the South Asia is a quite new terminology. You will see that before 1947 or like after the Second World War, this word South Asia has been extensively used. Before that, it was either Bharatvarsha or British India, or you can say Jammu Diva or Aryavarta, Hindustan, Al Hind. By different names, Indian subcontinent, by different names it was known. So you can see this journey of this South Asia you are talking is a journey from civilizational state to the sovereign entity. We are part of a common civilization, and when you talk about Bangladesh and India, we are part of a common ecological organic system. And because of this common ecological organic system, and you know locationally it is in the eastern side of the Indian subcontinent, that India's eastern neighbor, we have complex interdependencies, and this complex interdependencies basically creates a lot of scope for cooperation, but also creates a lot of conflict. You can see that Bangladeshi now, they are the Bengali speaking people, they are Muslims, but you will see across the border they are also Bengali speaking people, and they are also Muslims. So Bangladeshis, they are confused that what kind of identity, what kind of state we are. And I think this confusion has created a lot of chaos in Bangladesh historically. When you will see that they were not asking for a separate homeland. Initially, they were not part of Pakistan. Even in the Muhammad Iqbal's scheme of Pakistan in 1930, Bangladesh and the eastern part of Muslim was not part of that. Rahmat Ali also did not talk about the Bangladeshi. He talked about the Bengal Islam, the eastern part of Indian subcontinent. Even in the original Lahore Resolution, that was in 1940. First time it was made to represent by Fazlul Haq. He was very secular leader of workers, peasants, and he was not a Muslim leader in a sense, but he was representing to the Mazdoors, you can say, the workers, the Kisans and all that. He also agreed to present the Lahore Resolution, that was known as Pakistan Resolutions, on the condition that there will be more than one independent states from within the Muslims, co-religionistic, in fact the word he used. So my point is there was from the very beginning these people of eastern side of South Asia, in eastern side of India, were never wanted to go with Pakistan, but circumstances and the Jinnah's leadership and the British divide and rule policy and the colonial masters game, they had this part has also gone with Pakistan in 1947. Immediately when it has become part of Pakistan, Jinnah has declared that Urdu would be the only language of Pakistan. Yeah. And then the Bengali, they felt cheated. That we are Bengali, we speak Bengali, we eat Bengali, we cannot digest food without listening the Bengali music. And now we will speak tomorrow in Urdu, and we will write in Urdu, and we will use Arabic scripts and all that. So the uncomfort has started. This uncomfort has basically converted that we are first Bengali and then we are Muslims or Hindu and Christians and all that. So they basically contested that you are first Muslim and then you are whatever that, yeah, Pashtun, Punjabi, Sindhi, whatever. They said no, we are first Bengali and then we whatever you identity. So basically they emphasized on their Bengali cultural identity, and that has culminated with a movement that is known as the language movement. It started in Akusa February, basically is also known as the International Mother's Day in 1952, where some of the students in Jagannath Hall sacrificed to protect the Bengali language. So point is here that this contestation between the Bengali and the Islamic nationalism has started from 1952 onward. This has been finally culminated and resulted in 1971. And you can say that in 1971, you can say these people, this society was vertically divided into two forces. One, the force who believed in the spirit of 1971. That spirit was based on secularism, Bengali nationalism, democracy and socialism, right, led by the Awami League and Mujibur Rahman or whatever that pro-liberation war forces, was contested by the forces of 1947 who believed in the Islamic nationalism, right, that the Pakistan's mindset. And who were these? They were Jamaat-e-Islam, they were Al-Badr, they were Al-Sham, they were Rajakar, they were Islamic Chhatra Shibir and all that. They had collaborated in 1971 with Pakistan, supported with Pakistan Army, and the Americans had supported the Pakistans at that, right, time, and China was also because of the India-China equations, yeah, that has. But finally, with the support of India, constructive, very support of India, and I'll tell you very interesting that the tragedy of 1971. Whenever I speak, it shakes me myself. Around 30 lakh people were killed, a part of the religion. Hindus were more, but the Muslims also. And you will believe that more than 3 lakh women were raped. And you know, one army general of Pakistan, he said that we will change the breed of these, race of these Bengali. But means that we will rape these people and that the generation will be born, they will be the Pakistanis one. So that kind of atrocity, genocide that Bengalis had seen. But you know, the destiny of the nation falls, and you know, it has dichotomized themselves between, yeah, pro-liberation war and anti-liberation war forces, and you know, India supported these ethos and values of democracy, secularism, Bengali nationalism, and liberated Bangladesh from the Pakistani military. But
today the picture seems to be completely different.
That's why I'm wondering that in 1975 they assassinated the Bangabandhu. Okay, so after Ziaur Rahman, H.M. Irsad came into power. But very interesting point is that when Ziaur Rahman was in power, he tried to change the basic ethos and principles of Bangladeshi spirit of 1971. What he did, in 1977, he made a 5th constitutional amendment. And in the 5th constitutional amendment, on the top of the preamble of the constitution is written Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. He replaced the word secularism by Almighty Allah. he had added a Article 25(2) where special solidarity with the Islamic world has been incorporated, and the Bengali nationalism was replaced by the Bangladeshi nationalism, and the core of Bangladeshi nationalism was Islam. So you can see that the people who sacrificed in 1971,
They might have felt cheated, obviously.
they felt cheated, that what we wanted to come out from the Pakistan's mindset and the idea and the ideology of 1947. Again, the constitutions, the flavor of the constitutions has been changed, and he's pushing the country towards the Islamization. He was assassinated in 1980, and then Irshad came, and Irshad also followed the same policies, same path what Ziaur Rahman was following. He declared Islam as state religion in 1988. But since the people they were not much into the favor of this these military junta and military regimes and all that, and the two ladies, they stood together, they fought against the Irshad regime, and that was known as Jamdani revolution. The Jamdani is the sari,
right.
basically, and the two ladies, Khaleda Zia and Sheikh Hasina, though from the different political parties, jointly they fought against the Irshad regime, and democracy was reinstated.
But sir, again, coming back to the present situation, even though they say that democracy is there, after Sheikh Hasina's ouster, things have changed again. Bangladesh is kind of cozying up to Pakistan. So again, this whole situation seems quite unbelievable. You know, we helped you getting freedom from Pakistan itself, and now you are, you know, starting anti-India rants. Specifically, I want to talk about Yunus in this whole situation. Yunus, chief advisor of Bangladesh, Muhammad Yunus, is a key person in India-Bangladesh ties. How did he come into the play after Sheikh Hasina's ouster? What events helped him to get into the, you know, limelight and the influence over the whole country, I would say, that, you know, eventually shaped the ties with India as well?
No, see, if you are looking who is Muhammad Yunus? Muhammad Yunus was basically founder of Grameen Bank.
Yeah.
That was basically, and that was very noble idea and concept that he introduced, that I will eradicate the poverty and upliftment or empower the women. And I think that was the key theme, and because of that, Muhammad Yunus and Grameen Bank won the Nobel Prize for that. But Muhammad Yunus was never liked in Bangladesh from the very beginning. Even the Jamaat-e-Islam, BNP and Awami League, the secular people were also, because microcredit was giving credit to the poor people. It means giving while you are giving credit, so you are also collecting interest. And collecting interest in Islam is haram. So he was known as Sood Khor. That he is a Sood Khor and is extracting money, taking interest, and that is un-Islamic. So he was, and the collection method was also very brutal. So he was not accepted. I tell you, when there were chaos and fight between the two political parties from 2006 to 2008, and there were no consensus emerging. So somebody suggested, let Muhammad Yunus become the chief advisor of the caretaker government, because there is a provision in the constitution of Bangladesh, Article 58, that any neutral person can become the chief advisor of caretaker. None of the political party were accepting. Jamaat-e-Islam, BNP, Awami League, Jatiya Party, that no, we will not accept him. So he was very unpopular person in that. But since these circumstances and situation has emerged, because the recent developments, when Sheikh Hasina ruled the country from 2008 to 2024, and she had brought a lot of developments, particularly economic performance was very well appreciated. That GDP growth, per capita income, human development index, the Bangladesh was graduating from the LDC to the developing countries, and so she was emphasizing more economic development. So there were no way to bow down before the anti-Hasina forces or oppositions. There were no way to bow down the extra-regional powers. So they have basically these extra-regional powers, particularly I would say the American deep state, had collaborated with Pakistan's ISI and UK Army and then the Jamaat-e-Islam. And they have been working for a long on the name of democracy, that that she is not following the democratic ethos. There were no credible elections. But actually Americans had different intentions in Bangladesh, because Americans were very uncomfortable about the increasing Chinese presence in Bay of Bengal. The Chinese, they were asking ports like the Sonadia port. They have asked. They were investing in Poda bridge. They have built Karnfuni tunnel. They were also trying to invest in Silhat port and this Tista barrage and all that. So, and the Chinese, they were very active in Myanmar, where the China-Myanmar economic corridor was introduced. They have developed a port near Sitwe in Bay of Bengal, and they were involved in military junta, and all kinds of controls were there. So Americans were not liking that the Chinese presence should. So what they were pressurizing Sheikh Hasina, bargaining, talking that let's have Saint Martin Island as an air base for the Americans, so that they can have. And I think none of the powers were interested that Americans should make this as a base, because that would not go in the good interest of, or strategic interest of the region.
Yeah.
So Americans, they were sometimes they were making excuse about the human right violation, sometimes about the democracy and all that. But Americans, they have been asking this base for a long, even during Mujibur Rahman in 1972, when they were question of recognition and giving aid and assistance to Bangladesh after the war of 1971. That time also they asked for the base. Again in 1998, when Sheikh Hasina was in power, they asked that let's sign SOFA, Status of Forces Agreement. The American forces can enter in Bangladesh without visa and all that. Sheikh Hasina declined, and then the HANA, the softer form, Humanitarian Need Assessment Agreement, was signed. So again this has had come out, and she has clear-cut indicated a white man wants a base in Bay of Bengal,
made a statement.
And a country wants to create a Christian country and all that. So these Americans, they were not happy with the Sheikh Hasina, and Americans, because Biden was there, and Biden was Democrat, and Muhammad Yunus had very good relations with the Democrats, particularly Hillary Clinton and all that, very Obama and all that. So the Americans, they had found an opportunity, and Muhammad Yunus and Sheikh Hasina did not have good relations, because Sheikh Hasina had removed him from the Grameen Bank because of his overage and all that issue. So point is that Americans had been cultivating the Pakistan, the army, ISI, and ISI had been cultivating to the Jamaat-e-Islam, and this game was going on for a decade. In fact, if I can say,
in short, we can say that Yunus was being prepared,
and then the enemy is friend. So Muhammad Yunus was the best person to plant as a chief advisor of caretaker government. But now वो फंस गया, Obama वाला बात आ गया. Now Muhammad Yunus doesn't have any exit. If he was a liberal person or talking about women empowerment or all that, because the ideology is contradicting. Jamaat-e-Islam is anti-women. They doesn't want women for the education and work and all that. Muhammad Yunus, Grameen Bank talks about the women's empowerment and all that. The problem is the students against discriminations, they were asking about democracy. Now the entire Bangladesh is captured by the Jamaat syndicate. You can see that most of the ministries are, the chief secretaries are from the Jamaat-e-Islam.
So do you think that this is also the kind of backing, this is also kind of a backing that is helping Yunus to, openly challenge India? He also handed over the Art of Triumph book to Pakistani general with a map of greater Bangladesh. This has also become a controversy. And how do you see that? But what we also need to see here is how India is seeing it. And as we can analyze, India is also increasing its military powers in northeastern region. So
let me explain in this way. If you see that Indian policy vis-a-vis Bangladesh, there are three clear-cut policies that India has. One is the security. In the security, India is always looking to defy the fundamentalism, countering terrorism, and curbing insurgents, the Ulfa and all that insurgents. This is one clear. India is also looking forward in Bangladesh to keep extra-regional powers out of this region. That is the clear-cut security objective. Second, that India has the economic development, because India's Act East policy, development of Northeast, security in Eastern South Asia sub-region, and all that was much more inclined or dependent on Bangladesh, being the bridge between the two, or linchpin between Northeast. And so India had been cultivating Bangladesh through its neighborhood first policy. And you can say whatever that India could do under the neighborhood first policy, we have from bilateralism to the multilateralism, we have transport our foreign policy, from unilateralism to the constructive unilateralism. You can say even we have extended largest line of credit to any country in the world, that is Bangladesh. Around $10 billion line of credit has been extended to Bangladesh infrastructure developments. We have developed from Khulna to Mongla rail lines. We have developed the Rampal thermal power projects. All the checkposts has been upgraded. Their Bangladesh Road Transport Authority has come in the profit because we have given locomotives, buses, and all that. You know, lot of developmental works had been done by India in Bangladesh, and the entire policy was based on non-reciprocity, that we are giving for the development of Bangladesh. Let Bangladesh prosper and we will also prosper. But what Bangladesh gave it, they have, when they were never with the Mujibur Rahman, कि उनके मुजीब के सगे नहीं थे,
right,
जियाउर रहमान के सगे नहीं थे, तो शेख हसीना के सगे नहीं हैं, तो इंडिया के सगे कैसे हो जाएंगे? Like that, you can say that whatever we have invested, we were thought to give Bangladesh much more developmental support. And so we were looking that not to support the insurgents, and we were also looking the political stability. But again, back to the pavilion. Bangladesh again had come in the hands of the Pakistan, and the Jamaat-e-Islam has become the proxy of the Pakistan army and all that. But I don't know how it would go in their taste, that when they were prospering, getting good education, getting good health services, getting all kinds of supports. Now Bangladesh economic growth has come down. It's around 3% now. It
Inflation
was 6.5%. So very, very unfortunately, and this has Bangladeshis, they have seen these kinds of things from 2001 to 2006, when it was Jamaat and BNP coalition was in power. They tried to take the Bangladesh on Pakistan's path. They tried to entertain the extremist, terrorist, and Bangla Bai and Huzibi, and there were also cases of the arms trafficking. You know, one person, Luskumar Babar, who was the Home Secretary, he was involved in arms trafficking. And when after Sheikh Hasina's oust from power on 5th August, there were slogan in Dhaka University, Amar Babar, Tumar Babar, Sabar Hor Babar Babar, means that they were remembering the Home Minister Babar, who had been involved in arms trafficking to the northeastern insurgents groups like Ulfa and all that. So now they are trying to follow a same path what the Jamaat and BNP coalition used from 2001 to 2006 with the guidance of ISI and the Pakistans. So they are trying to follow the same path, but they are
kind of history is repeating itself.
From 71's history has been repeated, from 2006 to 2001 to 2006 history has been repeated, but I am also telling that history repeats in another way. The Bangladeshis, they have stood, they revolted in 1952 against Pakistan, in 1971 against Pakistan, then 1989 against the military regime, and from 2006 again the Jamaat and BNP. Again, I am telling that when these radicals, extremists, they are demonstrating, they are trying to force and creating a one kind of chaos, fear in Bangladesh society, pushing them towards the radicalizations, they will also face the music, because the common people in Bangladesh is still a large. They are secular, they are Bengali, they are culturally Bengali, and they always believe that Bengali Asmita, Bengali Samaj identity should be protected, and whosoever will come on the way, we will revolt against them. So this revolution of July Revolution, that is known as July Ekai Joy forces, is unfinished revolution. Again the Bengalis, they will revolt, and they will reinstate the spirit of 1971, because they have sacrificed for 1971, the secularism, the Bengali nationalism, the democratic ethos and values. And these extra regional powers will now, already Trump has said, and Trump is not in good book of this Muhammad Yunus. When Trump has become president in 2016, what he said, Muhammad Yunus, कि अमेरिका पे सूर्य ग्रहण लग गया, solar eclipse हो गया. तो Trump will never forgive him that when he said that this kind of. So Trump doesn't support to Muhammad Yunus, but since their institutional memories and they want to continue, they want to have a strategic death and they want to contain China. So somehow they are trying to balancing Muhammad Yunus.
But sir, elections are also coming in 2026. Do you think it is going to be an all-inclusive one or what? How do you see the situation?
I think now whatever is happening, the chaos and students, the Khalid recently one student has been attacked.
Yeah.
These are internal conflicts are taking place now. They themselves are basically doing these activities and just naming India and
they said that they'll sever ties, sever the northeast completely, and all these statements are being made. India's High Commission was threatened. So all of this is to influence the elections only.
I think let me put in this way. See, if you have a very neutral observation about Bangladesh political parties' position in today, there are Awami League, there are BNP, Jamaat-e-Islam, Jatiya Party, and the new party, the King's Party, NCP, National Citizens Party, Hasnains and these people. Hasnains, they doesn't have any presence in outside of Dhaka. They are just students, limited very. Jamaat-e-Islam also doesn't like in the rural Bangladesh, Bengali, that is the Hanafis, the tiller of the soil. They believe in the Bengali. They doesn't like Jamaat-e-Islam. They always keep Jamaat-e-Islam as Pakistan's mindset.
Yeah.
So it is not popular in very much. And you can see their vote bank in the past election in 1991 they got 12%, then 8%, then 4%, and now they were banned. So they didn't have much. So three parties are now NCP is out, Jamaat-e-Islam out, Jatiya Party is very small party. Only two political parties are very popular in Bangladesh. One is the BNP. I can get the second largest. The BNP is, but BNP again founded by the military regime. BNP's track record was also not good from 2001 to 2006. So
people have memories of all that.
Yes. So you can say the two political parties who has pan-Bangladesh presence is the Awami League and the
Awami League is
BNP. But I tell you one thing, there are surveys and there are discussions, and I am also in contact. Even today, Awami League has more than 30% popularity. If there is free and fair elections and Awami League contest the election, 30% seats will go to votes would go to Awami League. And this is the only game that these NCP and Jamaat-e-Islam, they want to create a chaos and they want to create this kind of law and order problem in Bangladesh. So tomorrow there will be no election and Muhammad Yunus will continue and they will eat the perks, they will hold all the offices whatever the time they can buy it, because if there is inclusive election, either the BNP will win or the Awami League will win. And so they are trying to keep the two political parties out of the -2. One is the Awami League already out, and BNP they are trying to basically, because Tariq cannot come back to Dhaka, he is in London in exile. Khalida Jia is already on ventilator, so there will be no contest from the BNP, and there will be walkover for Jamaat-e-Islam and NCP. So they are trying to keep these two political parties out of the politics, or they will try to manage the BNP so that while BNP will contest and these political parties, they will hung parliament and they will be keeping influences. But this arrangement would not work, and I am sure that whatever the elections will be managed will not sustain for a long. And again there will be demand, and this had happened in Bangladesh in 1996, happened in 2006, happened when when army backed caretaker government came into power. So my point is there that now you will see next 3-4 months that all political violence, chaos, disappearance, suppressions of voice and all would happen. Even the media, you can't hear the free and neutral voice from Bangladesh these days, because all the media are controlled in Bangladesh. So I think if international community, including India, they are looking a stable Bangladesh, politically stable, by law and order stable, I think they should go for the inclusive elections. Let all the political parties contest the election,
Right.
and the elections should be
Free and fair
neutral,
and all
free, fair
inclusive.
and meaningful.
So right,
elections. But
as you said, sir, like in negative aspect as well, history repeats, but as sir hopes, positive aspects also, we believe that history will repeat, and there with the Bengali Asmita, the idea of Bengali Asmita that was there within the people of Bangladesh during 1971 will again, I guess, resurface, and we hope for the best for that. But sir, we learned a lot, we got to know a lot from you, and thank you for all the in-depth discussion, because these are all the facts that are not clearly seen from the fore, and this is all that we discussed that is going at the back. So thank you, sir. Thank you
very
for
much.
helping us analyze the whole situation. And for our viewers, did you like this interview or not? Do comment and let us know. And for more such shows, stay tuned with India TV.